Let's look at Makhaula's contributions towards the win that Pirates had over Cape Town City. Starting with how Makhaula was positioned by Jose Rivero. As you can see, he's the single pivot and Utito and Umbata are a bit ahead of him. That already allows Umbata to be freed up to move box to box rather than to be so close and be there in defense, because you want that player to be available when you are going forward. The second thing that you are going to note is his deep position also allows him to do things like that, be able to read the game and intercept the ball. In fact, I might just say this, in the first half, Makhaula, like in the first 10 minutes, he did not touch the ball once, like to just pass it around, but this was the first touch and he was intercepting the ball. And now you also see the reading of the game by Makhaula. Sizunda is vacating that space and is the first one to go and try and cover that space. But that's not just the end of it. He's also trying to make sure that Abo Makaringe don't get to the ball and be comfortable with it. And on the left as well, it does the same thing that he was doing on the right side. Putting pressure, even if it doesn't tackle, but is there to make sure he wins the ball back. And here's another thing that was important about him. See the player who's highlighted right now. He is clearly saying, hey, I'm waiting for you, man. Go ahead. Give him the ball. I'm there. So he's making sure that it depended. Ne? So sometimes it was Domingo, sometimes it was Umakaringe. Anyone who's around that zone, he would make sure that he jumps on them and he does not give them a time of day. So he realizes that, okay, this man is no longer dangerous. The first person who's going to receive the ball is the one on top. So he forgets, he lets go of the other one. He tracks another player. Why? Because we're looking at which positioning is going to be difficult. There he is again. It's a transitional moment. He realizes the space that is open. He goes, he closes that space. And this is the aspect of the game I was talking about. Tracking an opponent. Going with him, Makaring is going up, he's going up with him. Sort of a man-marking situation here as well. Because Cape Town City were trying to stretch Pirates, and when that happened, there was a gap between Monyane and Sesane. And then the job of Makhaula was to then fill that space and make sure that no one is doing anything. Because in midfield, there's no need for me to apply pressure. There are the other two guys who are marking or shadow blocking the passes to those people. Now, you have another situation here, and Nda has the ball and he's going forward. Makhaula realizes that he has to close that space. And he's just there all the time, covering Usesane as well in that situation. Let me just go back, because Usesane, as you can see in the clip that is going to show next, Sesane has now jumped into a tackle or an aerial duel and his space is vacated. Look who's there. Makhaula is closing his space to make sure that if there's a transition, nothing happens. Hoto is not on his side. Look who's there. Makhaula. This is in 19 minutes, guys. Even this video is not even going to cover the entire game because he did it so many times. But this is just proof that he is not a luxury player. He was not there to win the game for them, but he was there to make sure that nothing bad happens to them. By the way, if you're enjoying the video, do make sure to like it, give a follow or subscription depending on where you're watching this. Now, here's him again. It's a transitional moment. Pirates had pushed up, but now it's the reading of the game. Instead of going to apply pressure, he has to go and close that space. Small things like that. Once again, there is that space. Where does it go? He goes to close that space. It's almost as if they were trying to target you, Monyane, in this case, because when they are attacking on that side, then they would overload it and Makhaula would read that and go and be in that position. There is again, there is that huge gap between Sesane and Monyane, and Makhaula steps in and he wins the ball back. And also, I like this, you know, because there is the clip before this. Makhaula is basically in that position. He was trying to go and make and apply pressure, but he realizes that, hey, maybe I should go further back because he's about to kick the ball long and he's making that back five with the defenders. And once again, there covering for Monyane. Monyane, you must get him a something that is healthy and good for athletes, because he was covering a lot for his full backs and that gap between the full backs and the right backs and the center backs. And once again here, you have him reading the game and seeing that I need to step in here once again on the left side. and tracking with Domingo. He's one of the reasons why Domingo ended up being subbed, because Domingo was not getting a sniff in this game and Makhaula was just there. I like this moment more because he was with him. He tracked him from the center to the wide. So that is very interesting. What did you guys make of Makhaula's performances? Because yeah, it was solid. When he did play the ball in the second half, it was just a pantsela, but the main thing of his was to just make sure that he reads the game and he covers his teammates. Do let me know what you thought of the game down on the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.